Of course you do. I need the clip. Sandra, I think you have the... Before we go to Alain, I have to take this opportunity to do a little bit of selling. I'm only going to take 5 minutes, so I will support, I just want to make sure that I explain who Etish is. So, first of all, I'm very proud to sponsor the dinner tonight. I'm also very happy to reconnect with CKCA. The last one I've done with Sandra was in Niagara, 2018. And it's really fun. I like the vibe. The networking is great, and I can assure you that we will continue to invest in the future. And you'll see my face, the French Canadian from Etish Canada, so I'll be there more often to connect with you again. As I network today, I realize also that a lot of people maybe lost sight of Etish, who we are. So I'll just have a few slides to show you, where we come from. Very proud to work with a family-driven company, 4th generation, 1888. Dr. Etish at the bottom, Anton Etish, who passed away 2 years ago. But it's a great company and it's great family values, and they've done phenomenal things. We're working extremely strong on innovation. It's key for us. And then basically, Etish today is really one of the leader. I think with Bloom, we will have some colleagues, competitor, but true colleagues from Bloom and Etish. The European hardware and manufacturer in Europe are extremely strong in our market. Want to show you also, we just bought FGV. The company has now 25 divisions. You can see Canada a little bit with my buddy Tommy, who's the MD in Etish USA. And we just bought FGV, who brings a lot of manufacturing and expertise also into the portfolio of Etish. Most of the manufacturing is done in Germany, but we also have huge investment in China as well as India. Overall, 8,600 employees. We're at 1.5 billion, and with the acquisition at FGV, we're getting close to 1.8 billion. So very strong and growth company, really set up for future growth. Sustainability is a key thing in the company, and the example I gave is that the interzoom that we did in last May, basically, and also letting you know that we're going to start the project for interzoom 2025. And James and Robert, I think last time we were together back in 2017. I'm sure you're going to be back with us in 2025. The only advice I need to tell you is never try to drink more than people from the Maritimes. You will never achieve that goal. I'm proof living this. So interzoom was carbon neutral 100%, so it was the first one. And this is really important for the company, even for us, as we're small, but we do a lot of activity on sustainability. We've invested massively in digitalization, and I'm very proud to say that within a 3-year window, we went from orders that were traditionally put into the system manually. And right now, as we're the best in the group of Etish. 98% of our orders are done digitally. So this is a great achievement. We're using also Doc2EDI, which is a scanning of your own PDF orders that your system generates. But we're really investing a lot in digital, marketing digital also, and then we will continue to do so. Getting ready also for the new generation. I want to take a few minutes to talk about these, my colleagues, my leaders, because as you know, Etish is a family-owned business, and every time I go to interzoom and in Germany, I bring customer over, everybody wants to see Dr. Etish. So Dr. Etish stepped out of the operation, I think 5 years ago. He's now runs the board, the advisory board for the group, and he named Sasha and Yana, who are leader of the company now. Very passionate leader, very I would say Yana is very strong. She basically measure or carbon footprint. So when she comes in Canada, I pick her up at the airport, and the first thing she goes like, "How come you're driving a BMW X3?" I go like, "Okay, it's not an electric car, and then we can't really afford electric car in Canada." But then I say, once we start driving through Montreal and we'll hit a couple of potholes, now you'll understand why I'm driving an SUV, because that's the car I need to drive. But she's extremely demanding on our sustainability targets and it's pushing us to the limit. But what they've done in the last 5 years is really, move Etish from, and a lot of you know who Etish is really quality, innovation. But the other side, it is really maybe too many engineers, very production driven, very difficult to move to the next level of our growth path, which will be all about marketing and delivering strong value proposition. So 5 years ago, they started with a project to really go after the highest brand in the European market. And it really paid off. A few weeks ago, I was in Eurocachina, and I just want to show you a couple of videos. But it was nice to see that we've achieving our goals, and then we're starting partnership with some of the very high-end brand in the European market, using some of our product. You'll see some of our new, thin doors, the LED light, and of course, I'm going to talk to it in a few minutes. We get the world spinning right now. Everybody wants to spin. And it's a great product, great innovation, but we're not ready in Canada yet. So I know everybody's asking me. I'm telling you guys every day, "Hey, Renee, I need it. When can I get it?" I'm telling you now, I don't even know. I know it's in 2025, but right now, Canada, the US, we're going into market by market, and right now, Germany and Italy are the key market segment for the new Fern Spin. And then these are the brands that are basically now carrying, and some of you may have seen them in Eurocachina a few weeks ago, but really good for us. And lately we won the Red Dot, and that's like a few days ago on the Fern Spin. So this is also a great achievement. And as soon as we're ready for Canada, we'll communicate with our network and we'll start rolling out, but it's somewhere in 2025. But I know we'll be there to support the product launch. So Eurocachina for me personally was like, wow, it's moving. It's a big company, big boat, but now we're doing the right things to move to the next level of our growth path. Okay, give me a little bit of a second. I need to. We're moving to the next phase of our night tonight. So I wanted to show you something. As I get prepared to introduce Alain for tonight's speech, I wanted to show you this. So I went to the website. Sorry, I got my computer glass on the tool line. But this is the promise that you see on the website, the Cabico website. And I'm going to read it, all right? So we believe human creativity should know no bounds. That custom cabinet design should be a pure reflection of the personality and lifestyle of the user, unlimited by manufacturing construct. Big statement, guys. That's why we work so hard to maintain the production flexibility. Underpinning, am I saying right? Our brand promise. And this is the one that I like the most. And the total design freedom or creative partners create, our creative partner create. And we worked together, Alain and I, for a couple of years. I was in and out as a consultant, having like strategic discussion. And I always thought, man, this is a huge statement. You basically sometimes need to say no to orders. No, Renee, I'm sticking to my vision and my mission. And this is what Cabico is all about. Total design freedom our creative partners create. This is powerful. How many cabinet makers? Many cabinet makers. That statement. Think about it. straight out of the boundaries, design, and then you go into the shop and everybody was like, oh, who the hell designed that kitchen? I cannot produce it. So, I'm very honored, seriously, to be the one introducing Alain. So I met Alain in 2010. I was leading here, not too far from here, a group of entrepreneurs to discuss about branding and strategic planning, and he joined the group. And basically, we just clicked. We share the same value, the value of work ethic, integrity, teamwork, and collaboration. And on a more personal side, the same, family values are so close to us. So, and obviously lucky that I'm not a grandpa. You are grandpa now. I'm still waiting on the sideline. So my son, called to my son, wake up. So Alain is very generous, sometimes too much. You remember all the conversation? From my point of view, Alain is committed to bring Cabico to new heights. You basically never give up. Alain's passion is contagious. Your charisma and ability to lead your team is what makes Cabico so special. You learn through the years of hard work to be flexible, to adapt. Any changing environment, somehow you find a way with your team, and I call this agility, which is a big word, but companies that have culture of being agile is extremely important. So my thing, every time I look at you, we get, of course, we talk business on a regular basis. How the hell do you guys keep growing? It's unbelievable. With that vision and mission statement that you have there. So there is massive passion and commitment from the Cabico dealer network to the Cabico brand. And this is the major things that you've built through the years. I call it the Cabico blood. When you go out and you visit the dealer, it's really, the passion is there, and it's unbelievable. And this is because of that, because they know they can trust Cabico to deliver on their design and creativity, which is unbelievable. So right now, let's hear it from the fearless leader himself. Please join me and welcome Alain to share with us the Cabico.
Thank you very much, Rene. That's too much. Yeah, exactly. Well, I have a couple of feedbacks to give to Sandra and to Rene. First of all, Sandra, I'm past my bedtime, so let's make sure next time we do it earlier. And Rene, I thought that in a rock show, the first part was supposed not to shadow the second part. So I don't have a PowerPoint. And tomorrow you're going to see a lot of technology, and here's the guy with his paper, talking to you. So anyway. So thank you very much, Sandra. Thanks a lot for inviting me and to be the speaker tonight. It's an honor, and even more, I see it as a responsibility because, it's important that I share my story, or a chapter of my story, with Cabico. That will be, at the same time, maybe learn from my mistakes that I'll share with you tonight. I made a lot of them. And, but also talking about the different situations we've been in that you can reflect on yourself. And again, if we get, and also if, as a bonus, if I can make you laugh a bit, well, that's going to be great. I have to say that speaking in front of you tonight is also stressful. When Sandra called me many months ago to ask me that. I said yes, because at Cabico we are at the service. We want to say yes. We say yes to everybody that is asking us weird things with our cabinets. So why not say yes to Sandra? For the tour, for the speech tonight. So and I was kind of nervous, and to reassure me, she said, "Don't worry. Stan Paul did it last fall, and he did great, and it was wonderful, very successful." Stan is a good friend of mine, and I have a lot of admiration for him. He's a great communicator. So thank you. It didn't work, that is big shoes to fill. So I'm even more nervous now. So, but anyway, I want to thank you all for being here in such a large number. That's another nice surprise. It started with 60, then she called us back to say it's going to be 80 and 100, and we're 120 for the visit tomorrow. So thank you very much for your interest in the CKCA and in everything you've done so far. You visited Febridor today, I think. So it's Tefisa as well. So tomorrow you'll be with us. So I'm very honored to have you at the plant. And by the way, don't worry, my self-esteem will be intact. I know you've been coming here tonight for the conversation, the company, the wine, and the good food, not for me. So that makes me feel better. So, but seriously, sometimes speakers are perceived as being, just disturbing a nice evening. So I'll try to make it short and brief. And please do enjoy the wine. Thank you, Rick, for that. And because the more you drink, the more you drink, probably you'll find me funnier. So it's drink a lot. So again, despite my advanced age, I'm probably one of the oldest in the crowd. So anyway, I'm still passionate. As Renee said, I'm passionate about my business. I still love our industry. I still have the energy to grasp on opportunities and take on the challenges that are thrown at us on a daily basis. And God knows that we do have a lot of challenges in our industry. Although I wouldn't mind doing it, all of this in less than 60 hours a week and see a bit more of my granddaughters. By the way, my fifth one is coming Thursday. So it's, yeah. But seriously, I think what is drastically different from, let's say, 4 years ago, and we'll not say the name. We're all tired of hearing about what happened 4 years ago. But yes, things have really changed since then. We woke up to another set of challenges. And probably it was dormant. It's been dormant for years. It's just that this pandemic has been accelerating everything. It's been making it much more challenging to deliver happiness all around and having fun in the process. When I joined Cabico 20 years ago, I fell in love with the people, with the product, and with the industry. In my first few weeks, I remember on the job as a new president and general manager, by the way, the founder of the company, Cabico, in '86, sold it to U.S. Ownership in 2001. And when he left a couple of years later, as all owners are selling their business do, after a couple of years, that's when I came on board as their new GM. I bought the company a few years later from the American owners. But my team, I remember, because again, I was like a kid, in a candy store, looking around, looking at all the opportunities in the plant, on the shop floor, but also with our customers and with the product. And I remember taking my team together and saying, just only after a few weeks, and I said, hey guys, why don't we do this and do that? And they said, Alain, you know what, that's going to take, some time. It's going to be difficult. And, I'm an engineer by training, not always proud of it, because somebody laughed at engineers a little bit earlier on. But all that to say, I've also been, in my career, been part of fairly, I would say, technical advanced companies like powder, metallurgy, and aeronautics. So when they told me that, I said, come on, guys, we are manufacturing cabinets. It's not rocket science. It's not a jet engine. Well, 20 years later, guys, this is much more complicated what we do than making jet engine, I'm telling you. So the complexity, seriously, doesn't necessarily come from building the cabinet itself. I should have brought my glass of water. Okay. The challenge comes when we decide to build more than 2,000 of these cabinets every week, allowing the designers, as Renee said, to choose from an infinite numbers of colors, materials, finishes, door styles, shapes and forms, every cabinet different from the next. All the above delivered complete, compliant, and on time within 6 to 10 weeks after we received the order. That's where the complexity comes from. One of my main takeaways from the last 20 years is choosing for Cabico this path that, again, René described very well, our commitment and promise to say yes to everything the customer is asking us. Well, I have to tell you that a lot of my people on the shop floor hates me for that, because making whatever the customer is asking for can be very complicated. So my main two takeaways is that the complexity comes from, one, translation. We have to be good at translation, and we have to be good at logistics. Why do I say that? Well, translation is the part where you have Mrs. Smith thinking about her dream kitchen, then talking to a designer, where the designer needs to understand what she really wants. Then the designers has to translate that to you, to us, in an order, a design, drawings, whatever it is. We all have developed our own ordering system. We should have got together and just design one. But and then they send us to us, and we have to translate it for the fourth time, to our shop floor people. Bill of material, work orders, work instruction. And then our people on shop floor make it happen. And we deliver that. And when the installers put it on the wall, sometimes they will take a wall cabinet and put it upside down, and the hinges are on the wrong side. But anyway, when it's all assembled and on the walls, well, Mrs. Smith needs to look at this and say, wow, this is exactly what I wanted. And believe me, every step of the way, well, you know that for all the cabinet manufacturers that we have in the room, all these are potential, steps to screw it up, to miss a step, to misunderstand something that they wanted. Logistics. Why am I talking about logistics? Well, in our case, on a weekly basis, there's about anywhere between 15,000 and 20,000 parts that are moving in our plants. From beginning to end, work in process, 20,000 parts that we need to move along in the plant, not lose them. Yes, we're putting technology together to make sure we do that. And of course, to me, I think Luke, where is Luke from Muskoka? He's certainly the one. Hi, Luke. You're doing great things about finding the parts in a plant with the new technology. So anyway, yeah, we're going towards RFID technology and all these things. And of course, logistics is a big thing, because if we don't monitor everything the right way, the right steps, again, we cannot deliver on time a quality product. So we did very good over the last 10, 15, 20 years without all these new technologies and this equipment. We had to pivot, we have to adapt, we have to transition, we have to transform even before 4 years ago. I mean, being an entrepreneur, that's what we do. The business is under constant, pressure, and we need to cope with the change. So in our case, we had a catastrophic fire in 2005 that burned down to the ground the largest plant we had, and then we had to again pivot and make sure we were going to continue to produce the cabinets we needed to do. In 2007, just a couple of years later, total meltdown from the US market. Everybody stopped buying cabinets all of a sudden. Again, we had to pivot and reinvent ourselves. All this happened during the time that the private equity from New York were owners of Cabico. And they really became more of a threat to the company than an asset. So that's when I started to talk with them and say, guys, I have a story to tell with Cabico, and I don't think we're using the same pen. So let's see if we can do something. So they sold me the company. I bought the company from them in 2011. And I didn't become more intelligent overnight. The plan I had with them to grow the value, to better serve our customers and make sure our employees we were developing their success. Well, it was the same. But when I became owners, what I decided to do is to reinvest all the profit into the business, which we did. So some of the change we've implemented back then to address these challenges, well, we developed a fantastic customer care team. Why is that? Well, at the time, as I said, I wasn't the owner of the company. All the profits were going south of the border. When we had this catastrophic fire I told you about, well, we were well insured. I'm sure of that when I came on board, and that we had a good safety plan. Well, the $10 million insurance went down south to another plant in Alabama. So we had to deal with this with the 2 plants left, and building back this capacity with little to no financial means from the States, from our American owner. So we repositioned the product. That's because when I came on board, what I realized in the first few weeks, few months, Cabico DNA was really about agility, about flexibility. We had it in our blood, but we didn't even know it. It's just that we were saying already yes to most of what our dealers were asking us. So we really capitalized on that. We grew the company on this DNA and really repositioned the product over the next couple of years, which make us go through this crisis 2008 to 2011 in a much better position. We also implemented some basic lean manufacturing best practices. Again, we didn't have financial means to do anything else, so we did everything we could with the means we had. To implement, we also add complementary talent to the team, which of course really helped, because you cannot do much if you're not. Actually, you cannot do anything if you don't have a good team. So what is different then, or rather, what is different today? Why, without sophisticated systems, state-of-the-art equipment, then we were able to consistently deliver on our promise in a fairly efficient way? Well, I'd like to say that the people has changed a lot over the last 4 years, and the behaviors of the people. And I'm not talking about the new generation. It's broader than that. Our employees, our customers. Yes, of course, everybody changed. I'm not talking about that. But the people behaviors towards their expectations, our employees' expectations towards us as an employer, our dealers, or the homeowners' expectations towards the designers and the manufacturers, all that has changed a lot. Much more demanding, much more entitled, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just a reality that we really have to understand and adapt to it. So adaptation is for business is like for any human being. I mean, if we don't adapt, we won't survive, we won't thrive. So that's what we've done over the last many years, the last 20 years, and as you've done also yourself with your business, with your companies. You've heard a lot about pivoting, evolving, transiting, and transforming. And again, you will understand by now that that was kind of the theme that I wanted to share with you tonight. How do we evolve? How do we pivot with all the pressures we're getting from internal and external situations? Here are some of my recent pivoting, evolving, transiting, and transforming we went through over the last 4 years. Our HR department has pivoted towards an international recruiter. I mean, we've become an international recruiter. We can't find anybody working in a plant. Nobody wants to work in a plant anymore. When I was saying that our people has changed, our employees has changed. So what do? We cannot stop producing. We will continue to grow. So we went and really make it happen with the international program that we developed internally. We started with external firms. It was costing a leg and a arm, so we decided to do it ourselves internally. So now we have in our HR department, we have a full-time person dedicated for hiring international workers, taking care of all the paperwork, and making sure that they are well onboarded. Also, our HR department has evolved towards a community and diversity agent. We have again, another full-time person on the HR team that is actually doing making sure that the culture of our employees coming from abroad and also from Canada are understood, accepted, and that these people inside the company as well as in our community outside the company, they are living a good life and they are happy. So again, the basic rules that we've heard for years, some of you guys are too young. Jean-Bernard, maybe you never heard about it, but we used to have a rule of okay, yeah, you have to have one HR person per 100 employees. Well, you can multiply that by 2 or 3 now. I mean, we have to have much more people in our HR department to take care of our employees. Our HR department has also transitioned towards a counseling department. I don't know if you've noticed, but we need also to be very much listening to our employees about how they feel. And it's confidential, of course. He's not sharing any personal information, but I was talking with our insurance guy the other day. We're paying a lot of premium, as you probably do as well. We have 675 employees, so it's a lot of money on premium for insurance. And he was telling me that nowadays, contrary to about 5, 6, 7 years ago, where most of the money we were giving to our people on short-term leave of absence was for mechanical problems, the shoulders, the elbows, whatever parts that is moving. Of course, it's very demanding on the body. Working in a plant, it's labor-intensive. Well, nowadays, it has shifted totally. Most of our premium goes to mental health problem, and the former, by the way, was with our people from anywhere from 45 to 55. Now it's from 20 to 30 years old, where most of the insurance cost goes for dealing with some other issues, burnout and stuff like that. So again, it's the reality. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's something that we have to adapt to. And again, that's what we're doing by adding the resources needed to do so. Our marketing department, is not just making sure our brand is known to our customers. It's making sure that our brand is also known in the community to attract not only customers, but to new customers, but to attract new potential employees. So, if somebody would have told me that, as an entrepreneur making manufacturing cabinets, we would have to go to Philippines and hire people, bring them to the country, find them or buy houses to provide lodging or whatever. Well, it's a totally different ballgame today. And again, most of you are going through this as well. Our engineering department has transformed towards a robot and automation department that ensures that the technology works in harmony with the craftsmanship of our artisans. That's the big challenge. Being so highly custom, and it's true also for the other plant we have. Tomorrow, you're going to visit Cabico, the Cabico brand. In 2016, we bought Elmwood in the Niagara region in St. Catharines, which is also, and even more, custom than the Cabico brand is. So all this technology needs to, well, in our case, we decided that we were going to make sure that the technology is certainly in line with the nature of the product, which is highly custom. So yes, we've made some choices that you're going to see tomorrow that are only because of the type of products we have to make, we have to produce, which are, again, highly customized. And our IT department, wow, that has tripled in size over the last 4 years. And that's another thing about technology. In the plant, you're going to see tomorrow 50,000 square feet of addition to what we already had for a total of in the 2 buildings you're going to see tomorrow, 165,000 square feet of plant. We have another 170,000 in St. Catharines. But all that to say that tomorrow, you'll see that technology where we've invested about 18 million in the building and the equipment, plus another, I won't say it because it's a lot of money for information system, but in our computerized systems, because all these equipment cannot work if you don't feed them with accurate data. So all that to say that investing a lot of money, we think, well, I thought, that's going to solve a lot of our problems. It did, it does. But you know what? You have to invest in some other areas. So the money that you're saving on the shop floor by not having the people doing this and that, well, you have to add it, in some other areas. Your maintenance people, your maintenance crew has to have different skill sets. Of course, you have to increase your IT team with, again, different skill sets. So it's all good. We don't have any choice, by the way. We invested in the technology not only because we have a hard time finding people. I'm seeing, I'm talking about people not wanting to work in plants anymore. If you add to that you want them to work on a night shift, well, forget it. It's mission impossible, even for Tom Cruise. So all that to say that all these pivoting and transiting are very demanding, and of course, what we've started 3 years ago is really a real transformation. We went paperless on the shop floor. We probably took too much of a big bite, at one time, but we're getting there. Tomorrow during the visit, we'll explain to you the next steps, because what you're going to see is not the end of it. We're in the process of doing it, but again, we have to go at the same pace that our people can heed it. So are we where we need to be with all the above? Not at all. Do we need to change more things and faster? Absolutely. We are blessed by a large and very loyal customer base that appreciate our intimate relationship. And my English is not that bad. I hope intimate is not offending for anybody. No? It's really, that means customer intimacy. Again, as I said, 20 years ago when I started with Cabico, we had to decide which one of the 3 axes we wanted to dominate in the market. Customer intimacy, product leadership or innovation, or operational excellency. Well, the latter 2 cost a lot of money, and with the American owners at the time, we didn't have that money. But it's not for that reason that we decided to go with the customer intimacy to dominate that axis in the market. It's because that's who we are. Again, we are at the service. That's what we want to do for our people, for our customers. So again, we're blessed by a large and very loyal customer base. They are real partners. What a partner is, and that's René, again, you put the emphasis on that, and thank you so much, because that's really what we're all about, is making sure that we'll do whatever it takes for our customers, not only with the product offering, very broad product offering. As I said, sometimes, to our detriment, we have to learn where we draw the line. It's not always obvious and easy, but that partnership makes it where when they have a problem, we're there for them. I'll give you an example of that. A few years ago, one of our good partners had a new designer. That designer sent us the order, and he just missed the code for the color. He ordered a full kitchen the wrong color. So the owner called me and said, Alain, I have a problem, totally my fault. Okay, what can you do to help us out? Speeding up the process to replace that kitchen. So not only we speed up the process of delivering that kitchen, but we didn't charge them a dime. Was it a good call? I wouldn't do that every day for everybody that makes a mistake. But that partner that we've been for years and years, well, guess what? Today, he still remembers it. So when it's our turn to have some issue, not always meeting the target as far as our deliveries being complete, or some other issues we may have, and if you don't have any, God bless you guys, tell me your trick. Because we certainly have, we are off the target too many times I wish to admit, And Daniel, Jean-Bernard, Pierre-Yves, please don't take that information against me and steal my customer away, okay? So the biggest challenge to me and what keeps me up at night is doing all the above and more, better and faster, while we continue to deliver happiness to our employees and customers. And this is a big dilemma. And again, you probably have been through this as well. This huge investment we've done 3 years ago, and that we'll continue to invest in that technology, it's demanding a lot on your people, on our people. Yes, we've added some talent we didn't have, but still, we hired most of them. And it's always the dilemma between what's urgent and what's important. And the urgent, what is it? Well, it's the next truck that needs to get to the customer tomorrow. And sometimes, and in our case at least, most of the times, unfortunately, the same people that were working on building the future with the new plant, with the new systems, well, they were also the ones solicited to make sure that the trucks was leaving tomorrow. And unfortunately, you know what happened when urgent fights importance. Urgent will always win. So that's certainly something, lesson learned, that we need absolutely to have a dedicated team for implementing all these huge projects, all these systems. And information systems are great. They're not always, well, I would say they never work as they should be in the timeline, in the time frame they should. But again, it's very important that we continue to invest. And it's not just a matter, as I said, to be more efficient. It's a matter of the fact that, the employees are really difficult to find. And we have to have some technology that works in harmony with our artisan. It will always be, I visited some plants in Europe years ago. Yes, the offering is different, very high-end, but the market is not as custom as it is in North America. So yes, they can have a catalog that thick, and it's still a very high-end, very expensive product. And yes, they can automate a lot down to the assembly line. In our case, it would be a lot of money to make this happen, and I don't even think it's possible when you have so different things that needs to be done, in the same production line day in, day out. So again, we need to continue to invest, not just to be more efficient, but yes, it's going to always be a labor-intensive industry, and that's what makes it so different as well, and so challenging at the same time. So at Cabico and Elmwood, I didn't talk a lot about Elmwood. That's an acquisition that, again, as I said, we've done in 2016. And the other lesson learned, I don't regret anything, by the way. I'm glad that we have Elmwood in our family today, and it's been almost 8 years. It's certainly been an acquisition and an integration that has been very tough. And the thing is that we did it at a moment where we were not at where we should have been in Cabico, in Quebec. So when you had an acquisition on top of what you're already being in planning in the other plant, that's a big chunk to eat. And what I told myself when we did that acquisition, I said, okay, it's very exciting. We're probably ready to do this. It was a nice opportunity, beautiful product, great people. The thing is that we made sure that, if worse goes to the worst, well, you know what? We will be surviving this. And of course, we never had to face this. Elmwood has been profitable all these years. It's, again, being in the high-end, very custom segment. It's a real nice market, but it brings big challenges as well on the manufacturing shop floor. So we are blessed with dedicated people and loyal customers, and they are my motivation to continue the journey. So thank you so much. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you.
Wow, inspirational. Merci, Alain. C'est très gentil. Thank you for staying past your bedtime. And congratulations and good luck on Thursday for the 5th granddaughter under 4 years old. That's special. It's amazing. So Sandra asked me to invite Sherwin-Williams to the stage to say a few words. They're the sponsor for our amazing plant tour at Cabico tomorrow. So if we could have Sherwin-Williams say a couple words. Thank you very much. We're almost done here, guys. You can all go watch the hockey game after.
I only have about 350 slides, so should be in here, fairly quickly. However, being a paint company, anything on slides is like watching paint dry. So I've been doing that for about 35 years right now. So been in the business a long time, And to that point, dealing with CKCA, a major part of the kitchen cabinet business that we work within every single day. And it's an important part of what we want to do and be a part of. Alain said a couple of different things. Change, pivot, adaptability, collaboration. These are all things that as suppliers, we want to offer you. Westwood Industries, for example, a color palette design and looking at your colors and identifying that. We literally have teams that will do that for you. We have engineering groups that'll do that for various companies. So we have all these assets for you to use, and we can literally use that to even teach and bring training programs through associations like the CKCA. So with that, Alain, thank you so much for the tour tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Work with the Cabico group now for Elmwood, been involved with Elmwood for about 25 years prior to the acquisition from Cabico, about 10 years with Cabico. We put in the new line during, and I hate to say the word, COVID time. We literally went in there. These guys were amazing. They taped off the area of the machine, allowed our technicians to come in, do their jobs. We stayed at our farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, and we'd have our meetings in the parking lot. Just the flexibility and the way we worked together was amazing, and that's the kind of collaboration that Sherwin-Williams, we want to provide to every single company here, and we want to be your partner in every way we can be. So again, thank you, appreciate it, and looking forward to the tour tomorrow. Thanks.